Hey guys, Taylor from Tinworks Fabrication here. Today we have our new C3500 air tank and compressor brackets. These will fit 88 to 98 C3500 trucks. They will include a driver's side and passenger side bracket that will bolt into factory holes already in the frame rails, and also the main plate, which will hold two Viair 444 air compressors and airlift tanks. The plate comes with holes in it for the drains on the tanks too, and a hole to help cool the Viair compressors. So here is our assembled bracket. This is how it'll be installed in the truck. First off, we have two 3-gallon tanks from Airlift. Part number on the Airlift tanks that fit this bracket is 11958. And we also have a pair of Viair 444 compressors. I like these compressors. They're smaller, but they do last longer. And with two of them with 6 gallons, it'll be a pretty quick fill time. And then what we also do is we connect the two tanks together in case there's ever an issue. We have a pressure sensor, an air chuck here in the back if you ever need to fill up a tire or anything on the road. And then we also have our Viair relay and wiring up front. And we're going to show you the install. First step in installing the kit will be removing this factory spare tire cross member. On each side it will have 4 rivets, 2 on bottom, 2 on top that hold it in, and there's one bed bolt that does run through the cross member. You'll need to knock those 4 rivets on each side out, and then you can remove that cross member. Before we knock that cross member out of the truck, I want to take a second and show you guys the way that I like to knock these rivets out. It's really a pretty simple and easy way to do it. I use an air hammer. So any air hammer, Harbor Freight, Snap-on, whatever it is. The bits are more important than the hammer itself. I will sharpen my chisel bit prior to a nice sharp point. That's going to be really important to knocking those heads off easily. So once I knock that head off, I will come over to my punch bit, and then I will just punch the rest of the rivet out. And we're going to go ahead and show you how easy it is to do that. Now I've got my chisel and my air hammer sharpened up real nice. Now this is not the truck that we're working on, but it's an easier place to be able to show you guys how to knock the head of this rivet off. So you're just going to stick your air hammer or the chisel right between the bracket and the head itself and knock it off. And you can kind of, if it's sharp, you can go ahead and trim it out. Trim that extra off. Now that you have that head knocked off, I'm going to switch over to my punch bit. Stick her on there and knock it out of the hole. Now that we have all 8 rivets knocked out, we'll go ahead and take the 2 bolts that hold the bed on out. Now that we have those out, we'll hit the passenger side towards the front of the truck, and that'll give you enough room to get this thing out of the way in one piece. So we're going to start off next by installing our side brackets. These are stamped driver passenger, and you will use the 1.5 inch long 3/8 bolts for these top brackets, or these top holes. And it also has a notch cut out for that bed bolt that we took out earlier. And these will go right into factory holes, either that we knocked rivets out of, or they're just in there. We will get all 6 bolts, 3 per side, in loosely, and then we'll slide up our main bracket. By leaving them loose, that'll help us get those other bolts in there. Now that we have the driver and passenger side brackets loosely bolted up, we're going to go ahead and take the completed assembly, the lower plate with tanks and compressors, everything ready to go. We'll bolt up one side loosely, and then we'll come over and bolt up the other side, and then we'll be able to tighten everything up. Now that we have all these loosely started, we can go ahead and tighten up all the bolts. Now that we've got all the bolts tightened up, everything's ready to go. So we designed this to sit up high. That'll keep it above the hitch. It also clears your rear end and gives you plenty of room for a Watts link. And now you can kind of see better. We have holes down here for the tank drains and also a big hole here in the center to help cool those Viair compressors. So now all you need to do is hook up a power wire and your air lines to your switches, and you're done. Alright guys, that's a wrap on our install for our C3500 tank brackets. You can find these parts and more at tinworksfabrication.com, and I'm also going to add links in this description for all the parts that you've seen here, including the tanks, compressors, and relays. Thanks.